the same time, I hasten to add that we see Tony Bellew very, very soon. He's finishing strapping up his hand, joined by Johnny Nelson and Spencer Longbow. Just use some great protection. I'll change the scale.
I've got the thing there, you know?
Cheers, mate.
The code for the... Alright, cool. Security's not, I'm not joking around, isn't it?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the O2 Arena here in London. This is the official and final press conference for the big contest coming up Saturday night, broadcast live on Sky Sports box office to the world. It'll be brought to you by Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing and Haymaker Ringstar Promotions. And starting Saturday night, London, on through April, will be the heavyweight capital of the entire world. It all starts with 12 rounds of heavyweight action right here at the O2. And here to tell you more about it, it starts things off with the head of boxing for Sky Sports, Mr. Adam Smith.
Thank you, Michael. We always know when there's a big event with Mr. Buffer in town. The waiting nearly over. A fight that has totally captured the imagination of the wider sporting public because these two personalities have blended the ingredients into a nice spicy mix of entertaining build-up and a real fascination about what happens come Saturday night. I would ask you to please watch your language, boys, today. We are going out on Sky Sports News and all over the world as well. So without further ado, let's get things started. Let's bring first of all in the man who's made this happen, Eddie Hearn from Matchroom.
Thank you, Adam. Expecting a slightly more quiet press conference today, you never know. It was good fun in Liverpool on Monday. It's been a great fight week, thanks to all the fans that came out on Monday, and of course at the O2 last night, the Indigo, for the media workouts. Our usual thanks, of course, to Sky Sports box office, the #1 sports platform in the world, I believe. The build-up to this week has been fantastic. Well done to Ed Robinson and Ross and James Tynan and the whole team at Sky for their work on the build-up shows. Of course, the gloves are off and behind the ropes. All great viewing. Previous fights aired all week, and we can't wait for Saturday night. It's a fight that's got everyone's attention. Everyone's talking about it, and for once, we don't have to do much talking. Thanks, of course, to our sponsors, JD Sport, BetSafe, to Haymaker Ringstar as well for a smooth promotion. And a fight really that has captured the imagination of the entire British public. We can't wait for a huge undercard at the O2 Arena, and of course the big one, Haye versus Bellew, live and exclusive on Sky Sports box office on Saturday night.
Thanks, Eddie. Straight over to Team Haymaker and Adam Morley to say a few words. A slightly quieter crowd today.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Look, it's been a hell of a build-up, and you know, congratulations to Tony Bellew. I think he's a skilled politician who, throughout the last week and the build-up to this, has stayed clearly on message. He's portrayed himself as humble, motivated, hard-working, and he said David's arrogant, lazy, a diva, and he's portrayed it very well as good versus evil, humble versus arrogant. But that's just not the case. It's not true. And there were some sinister undertones about roid rage, which weren't nice, but it's not true. David is focused, he's motivated, he's hungry, he's struggled as much as anyone else. He's come back from 2 shoulder surgeries, and no one is as motivated as him right now. Yes, David said some things in the past week or two that weren't politically correct. He's not politically correct. But he is in full beast mode at the moment, and he's not thinking about what is the politically correct right thing to say. He's just talking about what is on his mind. And on Saturday night, I think you're going to see Haymaker 2.0, you're going to see what it's all about. And I agree with Tony, we shouldn't be talking about other fights right now. We should be talking about this fight. And after Saturday night, we'll be talking about other fights.
Thank you, Adam. Excellent trainers behind both David Haye and Tony Bellew. A man who's brought the McDonald twins real success. He's been with Tony Bellew quite a long time now. They've got a really special bond. Let's bring Dave Caldwell in for his thoughts, of course, formerly over the other side of the fence too. So it'll be interesting to see what Dave thinks.
Yeah, it's been a good build-up to a great fight. I was just a bit amused by Adam, to be honest, what he was saying. You've known the man 2 minutes, so Tony hasn't portrayed him to be anything. He has been what he is, you know. If we're going to talk about the boxing, he's a great fighter, fast, sharp, but he does have the personality. So you can't deny his personality. It is what it is, and a little bit came out the other day, but it is what he is. Tony's not had to portray him to be anything. You look at this fight, and the majority of people seem to think that this is a one-man band. That's it. David Haye's going to walk out and smash him. There's no surprises to what we've seen so far. It's all been the same as what it's been in the past. I expected him to look ripped, to look light. I said from the beginning, he wasn't going to be big and around 16 stone. I expect him to be lean, built for speed. I expect his mentality to be like the Macronelli fight, where he thinks he's kind of irritated that people actually think that Tony Bellew can win. He was irritated that people thought that Macronelli could win, and he expects to go out there and put on a show and be devastating. But this isn't the Macronelli fight. This isn't the David Haye of those days. And like I've said before, human beings age. Human beings think they can do things that they can't as time goes by. And we haven't prepared for him to be an old David Haye. We're prepared for him to be the best David Haye can be. To be sharp, to be lean, to be strong. But I don't believe that when it comes to it, and you're banking on a couple of rounds, a quick blowout, I don't believe that mentally he's in the right place to take punches back. I don't think he's got the reactions, the reflexes to avoid the shots that are coming back. Bellew's not just going to stand there and let him unload and wipe him out in a couple of rounds. Don't forget, he's going to be punching back. And the David Haye that we see now, and that we've seen, little bits of technical things, it's not the same man that Adam Booth had. When Adam Booth was his coach, he knew him inside out, he knew how to get into his mind. People back behind the scenes like Elliot that was there for him on the day of the fight, when he's got the doubts, perceives to be a very, very confident man, but he's a human being and he has doubts. So he's going to have doubts for this fight. He's going to be worried about, there's been talks about injuries, whether there's injuries or not. The fact is, it's the fact that he has had an injury and he has had to look after himself to come back from this injury, and he doesn't know how it's going to react. When this fight gets dirty and it starts getting sweaty and punches are bouncing off each other and slipping on shoulders, he doesn't know how things are going to react. He doesn't know how it's going to be. But the bottom line is the aggressiveness and the bitterness that's come out is because he's not. You have doubts when you start feeling the pressure. They're talking about putting the pressure on us. But we're relaxed. We know what we've got in front of us. He doesn't know what he's got. He doesn't know what he can do. And he's not been involved in a big event like this for a long time. Those two fellas that he fought before, it was a one-sided thing. He's not been involved. And when there's 20,000 people in there, and the atmosphere of the fight night, the people that were around him that used to help him and rein him and keep him focused, they're not around now. This is going to be a great fight. And it's a fight that, like Mike Tyson against Danny Williams, might be bumpy for a couple of rounds. Nobody expected Danny Williams to take what Tyson had for a couple of rounds. But then once the going got tough, if you're not in this game for the right reasons, and if you're not in it because you love to fight, if it becomes a fight, you're not happy. And when you start getting battered and you start getting punches back, things don't go your own way, when you end up on the floor and you're looking up, feeling sorry for yourself, the motivation of money doesn't come into it. Every fighter will tell you that. Because you're going to get paid whether you win or lose. Tony Bellew is not in this for money. He's in this because he's a fighter. There's only one fighter that's sat at this table, and that's Tony Bellew.
Thanks, Dave. Let's move on down to a man that's always got a flourishing stable, hasn't he? With the likes of Garl Frampton and George Groves and Josh Taylor, who we really like the look of. And fairly recently has brought David Haye into his life. Shane McGuigan. Shane.
Thanks, Adam. That was a speech, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet because it's not about me, it's about the fighters. You know, David Haye is, look at the shape he's in the other day. You know what I mean? He's in phenomenal shape. He's light. He's fast. He knows his body. He knows how to go through training camps and not get injured and not overcook it. You know, and make sure he gets in the fight razor sharp, ready. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm, you know, going to re-establish him. You know, David Haye is a phenomenal fighter. He's an elite fighter. He's a guy that is one of the best British fighters ever to live. So, you know, you got a guy like Tony Bellew, who was one of 14 world champions in Britain, you know, last year. Take nothing away from him. He's a phenomenal fighter, but you know, he won a vacant belt. You got a guy that unified the cruiserweight division and stepped up and has beat genuine heavyweights. And yeah, albeit a little bit, you know, a while ago, and you know, he hasn't showed on recent performances that, you know, what he's capable of. But on Saturday night, you're going to see that, and you're going to see the difference between a world champion and an elite fighter, because there's many belts going around these days, and there's many world champions, and people are getting that title, but you only get a handful of elite fighters to grace this country, and David Haye is one of them. And enjoy Saturday night.
Thanks, Shane. Well, he's a world champion, a world cruiserweight